Say hello, everybody. It's Bob Tyler with OG Gamer Live, and we're back. And we're going to start off with a small disclaimer that this video is sponsored in part by Moza. They were kind enough to send me over a complete bundle to get started in my sim racing journey, and that is the extent of their sponsorship. They're not paying me for reviews or commentary or anything like that. If you've seen my previous videos, then you know that we came to an understanding that if I did any reviews on the products, that I would keep it honest, and if I found any problems, I would let them know about it and see if we could resolve it. That being said, and my personal experience has been wonderful so far. However, there have been some common problems over in the Facebook group and stuff, and we're going to address the common problems and the causes and how to fix that. Starting off, we've already talked about doing the installation in other videos, so let's just get right over into the problems here. The number one most common problem with Moza products right now is wheel disconnects or base disconnects, and that one is caused because people do not realize or understand that you have to have Moza Pit House up and running while you are in the game playing the game. Most of us can minimize it to the taskbar and we don't have a problem. Some still have a problem if they minimize it, but if they have it open, it's fine. So that leads me to believe that that's probably a system resources issue. However, Moza Pit House does have to be open. Problem number two is firmware updates. When you do an install of your Moza setup, you need to come down here and do a version checking. And I think the first time that you run it, it does it automatically, and then you can upgrade all in one click, and that solves most problems. However, there have been a few rare cases where somebody's upgraded the firmware and they've lost functionality over in game, something like force feedback or something like that. If that happens, come back over into Moza Pit House, back over here, and then just click roll back firmware version, and that has solved that problem so far for everybody that's had it. Another common issue is they'll connect something and it won't show connected here in Moza Pit House. If that happens and it's plugged into your computer via USB, unplug the USB cable from the computer, count to 5, plug it back in. That usually solves that problem. Moving on to another common problem is people will have problems with their wheel. The LED lights will quit working or whatever. And the problem is actually in Pit House. I hate to say that. And hopefully y'all will fix this in an update, because the default settings is RPM indicator and normal. Everything just works. But somebody will come over here and they'll turn it off, and then they think, oh, well, I should turn it back on. They'll turn it on. But notice how nothing works here. You can't choose nothing. And then when you get in the game, your lights won't work. They're just stuck. In my case, they're stuck on. They're just on. Put it back over to RPM indicator. Worst case scenario, just come back over here and click the default setting, and that's fixed it every time. Another common problem is people will get their Moza products, be it the base or a handbrake or pedals, and they'll connect it to a USB hub, and it may or may not work. It's been a lot of cases where it would work, and then all of a sudden they'd get into a game and they'd start losing functionality, or something would disconnect, and they would go crazy trying to figure out what it was, and it was the USB hub. And some of them will even argue with you. I'm not hating, but they'll argue, well, it was working just fine, and the hub still works. If the hub quit, I would see that. The hub didn't quit working. The problem is it's not able to communicate past stuff and pass all the data back and forth that it needs to do. and it's causing disconnects over in the software. Take it straight to a USB port on the computer, either a 3.0 or newer. I realize that some of you are running older systems and don't have enough I/O. You can, if you have a PCIe slot open in your computer, you can add a USB 3.0 or 3.1 or 3.2 card to solve that problem. Or you can go to Moza directly, and they have a universal hub. It's not a USB hub, so don't let the name confuse you. Come over here and I'll bring that up where y'all can see it. And while it does connect to your computer via USB, it's not actually a USB hub. It's specifically designed to work with Moza's products. You can connect the base up to it, a wheel or a dash, shifter. Yes, they do have plans to release a shifter or the handbrake, which is already out. The handbrake you can connect either to the universal hub or you can connect it directly via USB, and the same goes for their CRP pedals. Hope that helps. But it is a known issue with USB hubs. Just because it works for a little while doesn't mean it won't fail. Another really common problem is disconnection on the wheel from the base. And what people don't realize is that the wheel communicates to the base via Bluetooth, and Bluetooth devices like your cell phone can and sometimes do cause interference if you have it laying too close to the base. It can interrupt the signal and cause a disconnect. And believe it or not, look down here. You see where this Bluetooth is on right here? That means my Bluetooth is on my computer is active and constantly sending a signal looking for Bluetooth devices. If you don't need Bluetooth on your computer, come to settings over Bluetooth and just turn it off. That'll solve that problem, because my antenna for my computer is actually right here on the desk, so it's not that far away from my base. It could cause problems. Even my headset, which it communicates wirelessly to a base, but it also has Bluetooth to connect to my phone at the same time, could cause problems. So far, I have not had any of those problems. I have been extremely lucky, and that covers the most common problems. We're going to get back to USB right quick because there is one more problem. And what we need to do is go to Device Manager. And we've talked about this before in other videos. This isn't an issue that just applies to Moza. This applies to any devices that communicate to software via USB on your computer. It's a really common issue in the audio video industry. Come over here to your universal serial bus controllers. That's USB controllers, folks. And you start with the first one. Now, all mine are turned off because I know about this issue and I've known about it for years. I do audio and video production, or did until recently. Click on Properties. Come over here to Power Management. The default setting is going to look just like this. It's good. That box is going to be checked and in blue, and it's going to say, allow the computer to turn off this device to save power. You need to uncheck that box, click OK, and you need to do that for every one of your devices in that category. All mine have already been done. Some of them have it, and some don't. I don't remember which ones are doing. Some of the composite devices do not, but do check it because some devices do. The downside to turning off power management is that there may be some cases where you have a device that's powered through the USB port on your computer. When you turn the computer off, it may not turn that USB port off and your device may stay powered. Most of the devices that are powered up over the USB port have an on-off switch, so that hasn't been a problem for me. But it prevents a lot of problems with stuff like Moza. And the reason I say turn it off, people misunderstand the when I talk about power management. They're thinking that we're trying to power the Moza. Oh no, 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 no. The handbrake maybe, uh, pedals maybe, but it's not really powering them. It's just powering the controller. Uh, the power management in Windows monitors your USB ports, and it's not real smart, folks. And you could be driving and just pause for a second or something, and it'd be like a millisecond, something so small that you wouldn't even see it. But Windows is like, oh, they're not using that USB port. We're going to turn the power off to conserve power. And then it's like, oh, they're using it. They're going to turn it right back on. You don't see it. I don't see it. But your hardware and your software sees it, and it causes disconnects. If like if you're doing audio and you're recording audio and you've got a lot of clicking and popping going on and audio dropouts and stuff, go in there and turn all the power management off on your USB ports. That's what's causing it. Same thing with your Moza gear, and it's just like I said, it doesn't apply just to Moza. It could be Thrustmaster, Moza, Fantech, any of them. If you're having a problem, go in there. First thing you do is turn that power management off on your USB ports. Anyway, I know it's kind of a bumbling video, but it's late here. Hopefully that helps. If you have any questions or thoughts, be sure to leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to click that like, that share, that subscribe. Click the notification bell so you get notified of new videos as they go up. And if you really like the video, you could always click that super thanks, or you could donate through the PayPal ME link in the video description below. Till next time, this is Vitali over here at OG Gamer Live. Y'all stay safe wherever you are in the world today, and I'm out of here.